we're going to cover here is what is Wolfnet. This is a term that gets thrown out there and people are very confused by what it actually does and what it actually is. And I'm going to start with going over the website. You have two different websites with Keller Williams. The original one was the eAgency website, and then when they set up this the new eEdge system, along with that came a free website. So you've got an eEdge website and an eAgency website. So there's two websites for you to choose from. And with that, there's two different IDX providers. So IDX is an internet data exchange. It allows for you to show every single listing in your MLS that is allowed to the IDX feed on your website. So your website shows all of your listings versus just showing your listings or your office listings or only KW listings. So what the situation is here is in the red, and then there's a blue section here. In the red is your eAgency frame of your website. So you can see that is the frame, and that is owned by KW. So KW owns the eAgency website frame, and then framed within that is the IDX feed, which is provided by Wolfnet. So Wolfnet is an IDX provider, so they give you the data that shows all of those listings in your MLS. So that is what's showing here in the blue. The eEdge website is owned by Market Leader, and their IDX feed is owned by Market Leader. So they're only one. So everything is intertwined. Where the eAgency website has two parts to it. You have the stuff that's owned by KW, and then you have the part that is owned by Wolfnet, and they're framed within each other to make them work together. So Wolfnet is the provider of all that data if you're using that eAgency website. It is also the provider for all of your data on your real estate app that just launched. So let's take a look at this in a live look. Here is a homepage of an agent's website. This is full eAgency here. Anything they do on here is the eAgency part of the website. As soon as they start doing a property search, that's when it'll frame in that IDX feed. So if I click here, search all area listings, it will automatically pop in that frame of the IDX feed. So you can see this is all eAgency, and then inside here is the IDX feed, which allows for you to show all of your listings and allows for your clients to search and customize their searches for what they're looking for. So that is what the Wolfnet is, and I'm going to go into the back end of Wolfnet and actually show you how powerful that tool is. There's a lot of different customizations you guys can do to this that you can't do on the eEdge website. Market Leader is pretty much locked down. The Wolfnet one gives you a lot of free reign. So if you log into MyKW, they made it a lot easier. Recently, I'm not exactly sure when they added this button, but it does allow you to log in with one click. So under My Marketing, click your plus sign, and then your eAgency website. And your IDX is under step 4.0. And there's a button called Wolfnet Back Office 4.4. Click on that. And then from there, all you have to do is click Login, and it'll automatically log you into your Wolfnet back office, and that's what this looks like. So from here, you can see everything your clients are doing on your websites. So let's just take a peek at what that looks like. To do that, click on Reports, and then you're going to click on, it asks you to refine your search. I'm going to do it full search. I'm going to hit Submit. So I'm not going to refine my search of my clients on my website. I hit Submit, and now I can see everybody that's ever registered on our website. Or I shouldn't say on our website, on our IDX feed. So if I hit who's logged in last, it'll sort that column. So I can see who's logged in last. We've had 3 people log in today. I can see their first login. I can see how many total logins they've had, if they've favorited anything, and if they've saved any searches. So I can see all that. I can also see if they've authenticated their email. Basically, they get an email to authenticate that their email is legit. So let's just take a look at Paula Decker. So I click on that. Now I get the details of her. So I can see every day that she's logged in, and she has logged in today, and she hadn't logged in since the 19th of July. She has no favorites, but she does have 2 saved searches. So I can click on that and see what they are. And here they are. Here's our first one, Rochester, Minnesota. Byron, Rochester, Stewartville. And single-family condo townhome, $10,000 to $75,000. Her second one is Rochester, Rosemount, Stewartville, Byron, in Minneapolis. Little different price range. So those are the 2 areas that she's getting alerts on a basis of when something comes onto the market that fits that criteria, or even price drops into that. I can see everything that matches that as well by one click. So that is how you can see the back end of what your clients are doing. The other crucial thing that you want to take a look at and make sure that you have to your liking is under lead capture tools is your site login options. Here you have full control over what your clients can see, if they have to register, if they don't. Where the eEdge website, they will have to register after so many clicks, and there's no option to turn that on or off. Here, if you disable everything, they have full range to search everything, and there's no limitations. You can turn on some of the features. One I recommend to turn on, and you don't have to, you can leave it free reign, but this enable 10, and I chose 10 from the drop down, that's the maximum. This allows those clients to see up to 10 properties. When they get to the 11th property, it will ask them to register and sign in. So how this works and how I think it can be effective, and you can do a little bit less too, but it allows them to get searching and get clicking and get to their criteria and get what they want, and they're getting deeper into their search. So when you throw up the roadblock, they're a little more apt to give you that information because they're already so deep into their search. They don't want to start one over on another website. Where if you turn on some of these other features where they can't even see the address, that might scare them right away. The next one is front page login required. So before they can even search, they have to give information. That will probably scare them away right away. The next one is if you enable this one, this will allow them to put all the criteria in, and then when they hit the search button, it'll tell them to register. And again, that will probably scare them away. Where this here allows them to get deep into their search and get comfortable and have the data that they want, and possibly give you that information. So again, the point is to capture leads with that website, so that will give you an option. If you don't even like that, you can disable that as well, and just make sure you hit the update button there. The other one you can do, I'm not going to cover them all, but the URL search builder is a very cool tool. Click on that, and then you will have the ability to create custom search URLs. You can create your own. So if I want one for Rochester, Minnesota, I add it, and I want a search button 120 to 110 to 150 new listings. It's going to create all that code for me to create a link on either my website, or if I want to do a Craigslist ad. And just to give you a tip on a Craigslist ad, this works really well, where if you can create a custom search that has more than 10, less than 30 homes that fit the match. So it's something like you almost handpick these homes, and you do a post to Craigslist, and you can say, hey, new listings that just hit the market in Rochester, Minnesota, and you take that URL, and that's going to be what you're going to point them to, and that's your IDX feed, and it has 22 properties on it. When they click and they start clicking through and looking at them, they get to that 11th one, and there's only 11 more. They're most likely, I shouldn't say most likely, but they're pretty apt to probably give you that information because they want to see those final 11. Where if you do a search that has 300 or 400, they may walk away. They may say, well, I'm not going to look at them all anyways. But if it's just a few more than 10, you can possibly capture a lead with that. So that's just a tip with the Craigslist idea of marketing onto that. And that is your IDX feed. If they do register on that website, that'll come directly to you as well. You'll get an email and a text notification if you have that set up on your eEdge system. So that is a quick overview of what Wolfnet is. If you have any questions, just let me know.